Hold on, I'm trying not to get in an accident here.
3, 2, 1.
Fears are really difficult because when you get in a fear loop, you get frozen. And so the easiest way that I found to get out of a fear loop is you got to just get into action, just like momentum. And that momentum doesn't have to be like even business oriented. It is just get into momentum. Got to gas up. But when you get in that fear loop and you get into momentum, you get out of the fear loop no matter what the momentum is. So for me, if I get in a fear loop, because I can still get in a fear loop, doesn't matter how successful you are, you can still get in a fear loop. I go out for a drive. Like if I don't know what I'm supposed to do today, I go out for a drive. If I get in a fear loop, I get out, for a drive or a walk or a workout or whatever it might be. And it stops that kind of fight or flight situation that ends up happening if not. So in business, one of the easiest ways to get out of this is just to simply go and help people. Because when you're in a fear loop, you, at least in my experience, you're obsessed with how it's going to impact you or how it's going to show up in your life. And it's in those times where you've got to be like, okay, you know what? Forget about me. Like, I like, why am I even caring about this? Like, why does this matter to me? And you get to, instead, other people, like actually caring about somebody else. Because when you do that, you start to kind of forget about fear, or you get into a place of service instead of a place of fear. Like, oh, if I do this, how's it going to affect my family? If I do this, how's it going to do this? It simply is, I'm going to do this because I care about someone else. So anytime, and I've had plenty of times where I've been stuck in fear, I've had, difficult seasons in my business, difficult seasons in my life. And what has always worked is, let me get on the phone and help people. Let me get in front of people and let me help them. Let me simply be of service. And generally speaking, it will not just get me out of fear, but the other thing that will also happen is it builds this ability to make it so that you automatically get inside of momentum. And you're feeling this feeling of both service, and you're also, the feeling of helping someone, the feeling when I get on the phone with someone and I help them plan out their year and, the next iteration of their business. And they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And the feeling of them having that, the feeling like that, we're literally pulling into a gas station, that fuels me up, right? And so because of that, well, not this fuel, because this fuel is out of service, but maybe. Hold on, I'm trying not to get in an accident here. Hold that thought 1 second here. So, talk to people, be of service, get in momentum, and that momentum is going to make it so that you stop overthinking. And when you stop overthinking, that, of course, is when your brain shuts down. You get in the flow state, you simply love what you're doing. And generally speaking, when you love what you're doing and you're not overthinking, you start to trust yourself more. And when you start to trust yourself more, things start getting into flow. And that's when the point in which things really start actually working. So that's my suggestion for when you're listening to the fear and you're in that cycle far too much.